Well, hello. My name is Tony and welcome to my shop. Today we're going to be making one of these little herb stripper pots, start to finish. It's a first thing for me, so it should be a lot of fun. Stick around and let's see how it turns out. Okay, we've got our block here all marked up for where we're going to drill our holes for our spice stripper. So I'm going to start with the smallest hole on top, then a medium hole, and then the largest hole. I have 5/32, 1/8 of an inch, and 11/64. Just randomly three holes I picked randomly. I don't know if they're going to be perfect for the application or not, but what we're going to do is just pop those holes in before we put the block on to turn it. I have my top marked and my bottom, and we'll go ahead and get those holes in there. My goal here, let's see, a little more light on there for you, is to start a middle hole. So we're going to go, doesn't really matter how far we go because we're going to be hollowing it out, but we need to go at least the depth of whatever wall thickness we predict. So I'm going to about 3/4 of an inch to an inch just to be safe. One down, two to go. I'll do the last hole by hand. Okay. We have our little blank marked up here. I've got the bottom and the top marked out. Here's our side. This is where our herb pulling section is going to be. So we went and drilled our holes about halfway into the blank here, and that way we'll have those available for an herb stripper after we finish our bowl up. Got the top X's marked off here. So let's just go ahead and get her mounted up to the lathe between a 4-prong center and the live center. And that's pretty good right there. Crank it down nice and tight. Make sure that we've got a nice safe spin there. I'm going to step over to the far side of the lathe, put my hand on it, turn the power on, slowly turn the speed up. Such a light piece. We can get right up there at 850 RPM with no problem at all. So I'm going to go ahead and grab a couple of bowl gouges and a tool rest, and we'll get to making our little shape for our herb stripper. So what we have here is just a cube. It's a 2.5 by 2.5 inch cube with those holes drilled in it. It's just made out of some maple I milled a couple years back. It's dried out pretty good. And we're turning it in traditional bowl orientation. So the end grain's spinning this way and our long grain's going towards the headstock. Let's go ahead and get her rounded up. Loosened up there a little bit, too aggressive a cut it looks like. We still have a ways to go to get round, so it shouldn't be a big deal. I'll work on the bottom first then. Tool rest is a little high. Just get a little closer and just make it an easy round. I'll speed up through this, I'm sure, just to keep you guys from getting bored. But all we have to do is make a little bowl out of this. So we can clearly hear that we're still square. We're just doing our roughing right now. Haven't even got to our holes yet. This will be the fun part when we get to the holes. We did have a big chip out up here. Hopefully that'll disappear as we get it rounder. Looks like I lost an edge there. Must have hit something in the wood. Let's see what we got here. We'll tear out there. That's not pretty. Still have to get flat here anyway. Oh, we're going to have some chatoyancy. And there's our herb stripping holes. So we're down to almost round. Let me go and put a fresh edge on this, and then we'll get this done a little easier. Okay, with a nice fresh edge on there, we should have significantly better cut. Not sure what I hit to cause the edge to go. Little better, huh? So there's our basic shape on the outside, but around the bottom just a little bit, and then we'll put a tenon on it. Actually, let me go ahead and put the tenon on first. I think that would be better, and then we can round down to that shape to make it a little easier in post finishing there. For that, use the little pointy gouge. Which is okay, as long as our we're on there for our little tenon thing, so we'll go ahead and round that bottom up. That looks pretty nice, I think. Might want to do a little detail. What do you think? Put a detail line right there. Again, this is a kitchen thing, so we don't want to make it too hard to clean. But these little spice and herb strippers will allow us to strip the leaves into the cup. So it'd be nice to have something pretty. Let's put a little point tool. Get a nice line there. It's a pretty good line. And I'll get out our little burning tool. Face mask on, speed up. Real nice and tight. Little pressure across the top. Let's get a nice smoke going. There's a nice little detail line. That should make it just kind of stand out a bit, you know. After we sand, that'll stays nice and dark like that. I think that's an attractive touch. This we'll sand afterwards when we get to the inside and finish it. Just going with a little teeny piece of sandpaper there to clean that up. That's not going to require too much sanding, so we're going to go ahead and turn on the dust collector. I'm going to start at 220, work our way through 320, then we'll just polish it up. This is, again, as a kitchen utensil. It'll develop a nice patina. I don't think it needs to come out of the box looking like a gallery piece, right? Okay, let's get the dust collector set up. Let's go ahead and see how that looks. There's really no tool marks. We do have some light scratches still up here. Here we go with the grain. You can kind of buff those out a little bit before we go to the grit and polish here. Take a little of our shop grit here. There's a kind of cool video, if you haven't seen it, about how to make this stuff. It's real simple and real inexpensive, and it's food safe. Let's get that on there and a little buff going there. I'm going to go ahead and turn the other direction here. Ooh, and there's some pretty grain in there. Just like I could put some pressure up this way, I just prefer doing my polishing and forward instead of reverse. Okay. And then we'll put the harder wax on, which I call the shop shine. That one's here. Again, the same video shows you how I make my shop shine, my board conditioning, butter for cutting boards and salad bowls, and it also shows off the shop shine wax here, which is pretty easy to make. It's fairly hard. It's not, super soft wax. Just put a little paste on there, and we'll buff that in, just with a blue shop towel. Don't need to do anything crazy fancy. It's a kitchen gadget, right? And I'm kind of taking my time. I'm sure we could get this down to 5 or 6 an hour if you really kind of went into production mode and aren't jibber jabbering on the old YouTubes. So that is where we're going to stop there. You can see we'll clear these holes out after we finish hollowing, but that's where our herb stripping holes are going to be. And we have a little fun thing at the end where we're going to cut an angle off on this, on the sander, so that you have a place to put your leaf in and then strip it out through the holes to collect your herbs. So I thought it'd be kind of a cool idea. My wife showed me something that she wanted, and I went, well, I can make you that, I think. Let's try. So let's get her flipped around and mounted in a chuck, and we'll be right back. Okay, we got it all turned around. Get our tool rest at the right height here so we can flatten off that top. Make sure we don't be nixing it or anything. And good to go. Depth hole in here, see what hole I have. I'm going to go to that mark right there. thinking we probably could have just used a Forester bit and then cleaned up the bottom with a scraper, but just seemed like a little easier way since it's already set up for this. But that's something to consider. If you decide to make one of these, you could probably just hog that out with a Forester bit. Okay, gonna have to move to a different grind. We'll go down to the small pointy. I'm gonna try to get our rim thickness first. You can hear where the holes are drilled. Just see how it's looking. Might need to put another edge on this. It's definitely dulling faster. You can see here's one of our holes. One hole, there's our second hole right there. So once we get past all those holes, which is about to there, it'll be pretty easy. Put an edge on this real quick. See if I can get all the way down from one shot here. See if our holes are all there or not. Get two of them. There are other holes right there, so we still have a ways to go. But we'll probably speed through that, save you some of the headache. But I think we can get in there. This is pretty hard maple. I'm surprised at how hard the maple is, to be honest. See if a little quick carbide work will make shorter work of it, and then we can clean it up with traditional tools at the end. It's cutting nice, but it is cutting a little slower than I'd expected, to be honest. To be honest, it's cutting a little bit slower. Here's our holes. Let's see if we can blow those out and get a little better look in there. Yeah, got all three of them there. Just need to get that bottom done up. So we'll keep at that. Bring it back when it's something fun to see. Almost got it. And there's still going to be good. So I'm going to go ahead and sand that up, and then we'll bring it back when I'm ready to put some finish on it. And from there, we'll take it over to the sander, and I'll show you how we're going to grind off that lip up there. Oh, that lip is pretty. We'll take it off the other section over here. Just shoop. Be kind of cool. Kind of cool, I think. All right, let's get to it. There we go. All right, we're ready to take it over to the sander. Or we'll set up the disc sander here so I can show you how to do it on the lathe. That sounds like a good idea. Okay, so all I've done here is I've put a 5-inch disc on here with a foam backing pad and a big 40 grit sanding disc. Sorry guys, still got a little bit of a cold and the dust ain't helping. So all I'm going to do is turn on the dust collector, and we're going to shape, keeping this on the outside, we're going to shape this other end down so that we have like a swooping section here where you could put your herb through this into the hole, pull the stem, and it'll collect your herbs in the cup in the bottom. point. Just kind of done the rough carving using just a 40 grit disc. And now we can go ahead and hand sand and kind of smooth out the top of there, a little sandpaper, kind of get it to the shape and feel we want. I'll try to match the same shininess we got on the sides here, so we'll go up to 320. I'll do that by hand though, and then I'll bring you back when we're ready to show it off. Okay, there's our little herb stripper all polished up and carved out the top up there. Took a little longer than it really should have, but it's my first attempt here. Nice little piece of figured wood, just a little offcut. So I'll go ahead and put it on the tripod and show you how the thing works. So you kind of match your herb to the hole size. Gotta thread it in there. And then from the other side, you pull it through and should take all the leaves right off your herb. Unless you break the stem like I just did. But you get the idea. If it gets just right, you should pull them all the way through and get them all off the stem. And then you're left with just the herbs you need in your little cup there to grind up for your meal. So, herb stripper. Kind of a neat idea. Fun little kitchen gadget. Quick and easy to make with just an offcut of wood. Hope you guys had a good time with that one. We'll see how the editing goes. I'm here obviously talking after I just finished it. It was a lot of little back and stopping and starting and stuff, so I want to make sure I can make a decent video for you. But let me know if you have a different spin on this, or if you guys have baked one. I'd love to see a picture of it. Maybe your own little how-to or some ideas about a better way to do it. I'd sure appreciate that too. But in the meantime, fun little project there. Hey, if you give me a like and a subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. Only do it if I earned it. And if you think the video would be fun for one of your other turn-in friends, please share it with them. It really helps my channel grow. Been having a great time doing this, and I appreciate you guys' support and being part of the community. Have a great day, and get out there and turn something.